This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Yeah, and I'm your host, Jason Glick.
Hi, Jason Glick. How are you?
I'm good, John. Yourself?
Not too bad. What do you have on tap for us tonight?
Well, it's like as people can probably guess, we had a major comic book movie release. It's like in the last couple of days. That would be Logan, the Hugh Jackman's final bow as Wolverine in the X-Men film universe. I actually did manage to get to see it on the Friday that it opened, and I can say that yes, it's really good. Even it is, it's definitely not a happy film by any means. It's like it offers like a real chance for Jackman to show his range of the character, and also for the chance for Patrick Stewart to do some different stuff aside from being the wise. It's like the wise sage of it's like of the X-Men universe. It's like his brain is like degenerating because of Alzheimer's. He's a lot more like acerbic and sarcastic than you've seen in previous X-Men movies. But the film is good, and as good as Jackman is in it, I think probably the best part is the girl they got to play X-23, Daphne Keane. She really lets you know that hey, she is like a full clone of Logan, or that's probably unfair to her, cause that's saying that she's just like someone that. Just saying, calling her a clone feels kind of unfair, but she really nails the the toughest nails, just give a crap vibe that you get from the character, and especially there's some great bits like early on when you see her just toss a severed head at some of the bad guys who just came in to try and take her down, and then she just goes to town on them with her own set of adamantium lace claws. That's some great stuff. And also the bit where she gets shot in the arm and just yanks the bullet out with her teeth. Yeah, it's like it's like, hey, this is Wolverine with 2 X chromosomes, and she is great. And to be honest, if they even though this is a great end for Jackman's tenure as Wolverine, especially with the actual end we get, it's like I would hope that the rumored New Mutants film. Does pick up from this timeline, because using her as kind of the linchpin for the team of mutants would be does seem to be really solid, at this point. But that's just speculation. And overall, it's like I can say, Logan, great film. Go see it as soon as you can. And the teaser for Deadpool 2, it's pretty good too. Anyway, as for the comics, well. A lot has been made about how this is this loosely adapts Mark Millar and Steve McNiven's Old Man Logan mini not really a miniseries. It was done in the pages of the Wolverine of the relaunched Wolverine comic from several years back, and I kind of hated it because even though McNiven's presence assures that it looked great, Millar. He's just like shit at writing dialogue. Even when the concepts he comes up with are pretty good. This time around, it's like I think that James Mangold and co-writer Scott Frank and co-writer the other guy whose name I can't remember did a good job in just taking the Wolverine. It's like older, less. It's like less crazy. It's like at the end of his days, and making a better story out of it. So, but and also Miller's dialogue in the series is just as on the nose terrible as you'd expect. I mean, I thank him for coming up with this idea, so that other people could look at it and go, hey, you know what? I think we can do this better, and that's what Logan the film represents. Now. Now Old Man Logan, the series was popular enough to the point where Marvel decided to basically bring it back for Secret Wars, and while Brian Michael Bendis and artist Andrea Sorrentino did this for their Secret Wars miniseries, and that was all right in the sense that hey, Bendis, even on his worst days, is still a better writer of dialogue than Mark Millar. It was really like him. That they started doing a travelogue to the different worlds in the Secret Wars universe, and then eventually coming back at the end to show that, hey, it's like, hey, maybe he's gonna play a big part in the end, but he's also gonna show up in the Reborn Marvel universe as well, which is what Jeff Lemire and Sorrentino have done in their Old Man Logan series. Now, it hasn't been bad, but at the same time, this has been a very slow-paced series to the point where we're now 13 issues in, and while I can applaud the fact that Sorrentino has done 13 whole issues with the series, and that's kind of like a very impressive feat for an artist in the Marvel Universe these days. It's like you could probably have condensed these first 3 volumes down into one. I mean, the first volume, basically, it's all about Logan realizing that, hey, this current town that he finds himself in, it's not the same as the one that he found himself in. Okay, that's fine. So what does he do then? Well, then he goes and checks out, finds out about the girl who's going to be his his wife. Find out what's happened to her. But it turns out that, hey, there's some bad people, especially Lady Deathstrike and the Reavers, looking to ruin his day because hey, even if he's not the Logan that they knew, because this Logan in the current Marvel universe is dead. They're just gonna screw with him anyway. And at the end, he realizes, hey, you know what? I can't just stand around doing nothing. I've got to go and be proactive about this. Okay, that's fine. Now, the latest volume, the last run-in, basically has Old Man Logan going to Japan, and there's the usual nice art that you expect from Sorrentino. Very inventive. It's very eye-catching. It's with the layouts and everything, but it tells 2 parallel stories in the sense that you got the original Old Man Logan back in the Wastelands days, and how he wound up going against these the Silent Order, this league of Japanese of Japanese fighters who were basically working for a person who could see the future. So, and then in the present day of the Marvel universe, Logan has basically tracked Lady Deathstrike back to Japan and found an earlier incarnation of the Silent Order, and asked to figure out what do I do about this, even though seeing as how I know what they're going to be like back in my time. Well, it's kind of the usual for what you'd expect from the series. I mean, he finds a decent enough middle ground while more fleshing out the present day the Old Man Logan of the past as well. It's not bad, but at the same time, 5 issues for this story. I'm not opposed to decompression, but everything that Lemire has done so far in the series, I kind of feel that that a more disciplined writer probably could have done in about 7 or so. Overall, it's not bad, but news has emerged over the weekend that Ed Brisson and Mike Diodato are taking over the series with issue 25, and they're bringing in another future version of a famous character, basically the Maestro version of the Hulk, to Old Man Logan. And hey, I'm cool with that because Lemire's Old Man Logan has been fine, okay, not great by any means, but perfectly acceptable. It's still better than Millar's take because of the dialogue, if nothing else, and also Sorrentino is a pretty fantastic artist. So I don't know. Maybe if Marvel puts out an Old Man Logan edition, collects the first 13 issues of Lemire's run, then yeah, go ahead and pick it up. Overall, it's all right, but I think the definitive version of Old Man Logan at this point is kind of the Logan film, like both in terms of price point and it's like and relative economy of storytelling as well. But it's like in preparing for this podcast, I also picked up the X-23 Complete Edition because I wanted to know more about about X-23. Like even though she was insanely popular for a while, it's like she's kind of like still kind of like she's still kind of a name, but at the same time like she's now like into the role of the new Wolverine in the Marvel universe, and that's great because the first two volumes of the series by Tom Taylor have been fairly efficient action stories as she teams up with clones of hers that were cloned by Alchemax, the one of the evil corporations in the Marvel universe, and also she's teamed up to fight Squirrel Girl to fight to rescue one of the squirrels that was wronged in her opening arc, and also fighting against Fing Fang Foom as a result of a pheromone that was unearthed in an arc by Shield of all people, and also mixing up with Old Man Logan, which actually has a nice does spin has a nice spin on his knowledge of future events versus how things actually are. The first two volumes, the Three Sisters and Civil War II have been good, entertaining, solid Wolverine stories, but just with Laura Kinney, or X-23, as a protagonist. And the rapport she has with one of her clones, Gabby, the youngest one, who also has is apparently the only clone to inherit her claws and healing factor. It's pretty fun as well. It's like I'm looking forward to seeing what Taylor does with in the next one, which is apparently his take on the Enemy of the State storyline from Miller's run. So we'll see how that goes. But as far as the complete collection goes, I'm kind of reminded after reading it about some of the complaints I remember hearing about how X-23's origin is kind of like doused in miserableism. Now, she was originally created as a character for the X-Men Evolution cartoon by Craig Kyle, and Kyle brought her to the comics along with that's not true. Joe Quesada brought her to comics in his NYX series, and then Craig Kyle teamed with writer Christopher Yost to do the her origin series X-23, and then X-23 Target X in comics. Now, the unfortunate thing about this is that there's a history of prostitution brought into X-23's origin, and it's kind of like that she was basically acting as acting as a prostitute for people who liked to have play inflicted by them, and her pimp was some guy named Zebra Daddy. No, really, it's one of those things where it's kind of like really, it's like why do you have to have like the whole prostitution angle brought in, and why the hell is you have to have a guy named Zebra Daddy involved in her comics origin as well. But NYX was notoriously delayed for after original artist Joshua Middleton dropped out, and then Robert Teranici came in. But that only lasted 7 issues, and so that left Kyle and Yost plenty of decent room to flesh out her origin, which they did in 2 miniseries, like the original X-23 and then Target X. Of the two, Target X is the better. Well, mainly because the original series, it takes the tact of Barry Windsor Smith's Weapon X miniseries, in the sense that even though it's a story featuring Wolverine as one of its key players, it's not really about him. It's about the people who made him into the weapon that he was, and as the original X-23 miniseries plays out, that's kind of how things go as well. We learn about Sarah Kinney, the geneticist, who realized that it's like that we can create a clone of Logan to basically be like a superpowered assassin for the highest bidder. His Y chromosome was so damaged that it wasn't going to work anytime soon. So she proposed creating using the undamaged X chromosome to create a female clone of Wolverine, and it worked. So, and we've got X-23, but also the way the story works is that while we've got Sarah trying to be a mother and trying to kind of do the right thing by the daughter she was forced to carry to term for the project. We've also got a couple of villains. Who just don't, who are just kind of more mustache twirling than anything else. We've got the head of the program, who as it's introduced, he's kind of a decent enough guy. But then you've got Xander Rice, who is if he had a mustache, he would twirl it because we found out that early on that Wolverine killed his dad as part of the Weapon X project, and he just hates Wolverine, and so he's just and so even though he's all for this new project that's going to create a new Wolverine that really controls a weapon, when it turns out that this is going to be a girl, it's he's just so bent out of shape about this that he's determined that this girl is going to suffer for all suffer by proxy for all the stuff that Wolverine inflicted on his dad. And it's worth noting that Xander Rice does show up in the Logan movie, played by Richard E. Grant, but in the film Grant is more of an amoral scientist rather than a mad scientist. So he's just kind of guy who just, hey, this, if I can find a way to prevent new mutants from growing up, then I'll do that. Hey, it's if I'm going to find a way to create a homegrown mutants for this new company, then sure, that's fine. It's he's just kind of the guy who's just all about the results. The comic version is someone who is just so bent out of shape about vengeance that it's kind of it's just more frustrating than anything else. And like I said, I appreciate the focus on the first series about people who are turning this girl into a weapon, and there are some clever twists as well. It's like I said, it's still kind of depressing, and especially the end as well. There's a clever twist about how what happened that's just meant to add more misery to X-23's origins. And it's worth noting that the art from Billy Tan is pretty good if you're partial to early image stuff, in the sense that you've got plenty of cross hatching, plenty of grounded realistic stuff, but it's also kind of very very stiff and formal. The second miniseries, Target X, is a lot better, honestly, mainly because of the art from Mike Choi and colorist Sonia Obach, and it's a lot more realistic, or sorry, there's a lot more, feels more natural. And the detail in there is a lot more welcome as well. And the series is overall better because it just shows X-23 going to live with her mother's family for a while, and naturally things go bad as a result. But at the same time, though, we still get scenes of her acting as a normal kid, enjoying what it's like to be a teenager, and some funny bits about how her history as an assassin mixes with regular school life. It's fun, and there are also some clever twists as well, such as when the trigger scent that causes her to go into a berserker rage is applied, and it's by one of the bad guys, only for things to go only for just like random chance to just foil his plans. And also, the series ends with like showing her first introduction to Wolverine, and the and another clever twist I liked with this series was that the people who were revealed to be interrogating her, like at the start of the series, are quickly shown to be actually pretty decent people. Just the problem is that one of them decides that, oh well, it's like even after like basically deciding that, oh no, she needs to face judgment for what she's done, he realizes just a few pages later that hey, you were a weapon, so like we're going to like send you to the X-Men, and so they can help you out. But because this is actually a prequel to the NYX series, it doesn't happen, and like this guy's best intentions wind up just delivering her into the hands of a pimp. So there you go. The rest of the stories in the complete collection involve her meeting with the Captain Universe power and dealing with a supernatural presence called the Games Master inside her head, and a tie into the Wolverine Goes to Hell arc from Jason Aaron's relaunched Wolverine series, which, to be honest, really not necessary and just really dark compared to other things she's done. So, like I said, the X-23's complete collection has some good stuff in there, specifically the Target X miniseries, but everything else is just kind of like really dark, too focused on just showing you how bad things can be for the character. And honestly, it's like I like the what Tom Taylor is doing in his all new Wolverine series. So really, if you're looking for a good X-23 story, pick up the first 2 volumes of all new Wolverine, or just check out Dennis Hopeless's all new X-Men series as well, which features the character as well. So I guess in the end, it's like once Marvel finally got away from showing you how X-23's life was just bad and dark and depressing, and just started letting her be like a 4-color superhero in her own right, it got a lot better. But hey, like if you want to see it's like a version of the character that really gets to the core of it, it's like, and also just and shows you some badass action as well. Logan, the movie, it's like also does that as well. So yeah, it's like much as I enjoy all new Wolverine, it's like I'm also kind of looking forward to seeing what they do with the character, like hopefully in the New Mutants film that's coming out that will hopefully show us what the character is like after this point in time in the X-Men timeline. But we'll see. John, any thoughts on your end about all this?
No, not particularly. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I expect to watch it here really soon after I'm done. Doing what I need to do for work. Work gets in the way. However, I think that it's interesting at the most. So yeah, at the least, very interesting. Not the most.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, there's no shortage of like Wolverine stories out there for people to read, but it's like I said, right now, I mean, like eventually Logan is going to come back in the movies and in the comics as well, but just not right now.
Yep, sounds like it. Do you know what you're going to be talking about next time?
Next time I may just be talking about Sunstone and its wrap of its first extended arc. Unless I think it's about something else in the meantime, but I can tell you that 2 podcasts after this is definitely going to be about Ghost in the Shell, because you got the movie coming out too.
Yep, I look forward to listening to that, and we'll catch you next time on Comic Picks by the Glick.
Right, laters.
Bye.